Hey y'all, Danielle here. Today is currently Friday, December 12th, and I'm just coming to you. I wanted to show you my progress so far on the 3D gingerbread house project. This is side 3. I already had sides 1 and 2 complete. I started side 3. I don't really know how far along I am on it because the way the pages are set up is that they share a side, or they share, like, side 3 and side 4 share a page. So I don't know, like, what my progress is on this specific piece, but I have just been sitting here tonight. I actually haven't stitched. I didn't stitch yesterday. And today, so it's early, it's 3 in the morning. So like I could still stitch today, but I've been sitting here. Let me get ready for this. I have been sitting here organizing my whips for my whip parade, because so if you can see the open cupboard over there, that is normally where my whips live, is inside that cupboard. And my goal is to have them all in this plastic tub. But like what happens is I take a whip out to work on it, and then I just end up like throwing it back in the cupboard. And so like half of them were in the bucket and half of them were stacked next to the bucket. And so what I've been doing is I pulled all the bags out and I'm going through my spreadsheet, and in chronological order, I am writing down in a note. So for example, I was like, okay, so Trans Pride Tapestry, I started that in June of 2021. And then I couldn't, for this specific whip, I couldn't fill out the details yet because I am going to work on it at One More Stitch Group this year. But the format is going to be when I name and designer, when I started it, how many stitches I added in 2025, how many sessions I worked on it, and when I say sessions, I mean individual days. How many stitches are done. Like, so for example, one might say I have, 5,029 stitches out of 21,000 stitches done. And then how many stitches remain. So in that example, it's like, 15,000 something. And then the percentage complete. And then I'll talk about my plans for that specific project in 2026. So that'll be either that I plan to finish it, or because I do have a few that are like, mainly ones that I started this year that I feel like will be wrapped up next year. Or if I definitely don't plan to work on it, or definitely don't plan to finish it, like what is the likely times that I will, that I will stitch on it. Like if something is an obvious, like in 2025, I did, in February, I did all my projects were either pink or love, or like I loved it so much that like I counted it as a love project. Or like, in June, I only work on projects that are by queer designers, and I have projects that are, summer feel to me, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'll talk about, when I plan to work on the project. And yeah, so that's going to be the format for the whip parade. Right now I have 23 whips, but I'm hoping that this gingerbread house and the star pillow will get done this month. And I just gotta tell you, right now, I'm feeling like that might be ambitious. I I've stitched, it's the 12th. I have stitched 3 days this month. And I'm just, if I'm being honest, like I'm just struggling this month, slash the end of this year. Like after Thanksgiving, I pulled out the Christmas decor, and like I had a very short window of time to get it set up before I left on my trip to San Francisco. And it was just very, like, nothing went according to plan. Like, I I have 4 things besides my Christmas tree that like light up, that have lights. So you can see that snowman over there. I had 3 other things that were like the snowman. Well, actually, you can see one of them right there. It's a little tree. So that little tree is supposed to light up. And there was a big tree. And then down in the entryway, I have a lantern. And all of those are supposed to light up. And none of them did. And I tried all the easiest, obvious things, and nothing worked. And like lights can be replaced, like the whole string could be replaced, but there's like staples, like all the things are stapled to the wood, or glued slash like siliconed onto the wood, and I just don't I just don't have it in me. And then all of my decor that I put on my hutch, which if you've seen, I'm pretty sure that in the last 2 years I've done a little tour. I'm pretty sure. But like I have so much decor that goes on my hutch, and much of it is requires batteries to light up. But normally I light it up when we're going to entertain. So like the day before we entertain, I put batteries and everything. And this year we're not entertaining. And while I'm really grateful that we're not, because it is like stressful, so I was actually looking forward to like, oh, we're not entertaining this year. I'm so excited. It also did make me realize that like part of my joy of putting this up isn't just for me, but it's to like have somebody come over. And I mean, I don't know how, like, I feel like this is coming across as conceited, but like the joy of like other people's joy, because like, when we do have people over, they do remark that they really love my stuff, and like that makes me happy that they like it and that they appreciate the effort that I put into it. And I don't get that this year. I don't. So then it's just like, well, why? Why did I do it all? Why? And I have not, I didn't put ornaments on the tree before I left for San Francisco. I've been home for 5 days and I still haven't put ornaments on the tree. We're 13 days from Christmas, so I really got to do that. But it is like a 3 to 4 hour job, and I'm really not looking forward to that 3 to 4 hour job. And I've just been like, I don't know. I sit here and I should stitch, or I'm up in the bedroom and just like watching YouTube, playing games on my phone and not stitching. And I don't know. I don't know exactly like what the funk is. I don't know, like this feels worse than other years, but like maybe I'm just forgetting, what it feels like we kind of repress the bad stuff. Maybe it is normal, but like I just kind of forget how it feels every year. And then I've been feeling like behind on, like I'm struggling to keep up with the Flossmas videos and the Flosstube videos. And that wasn't helped by the fact that before I went to San Francisco, I had gotten into watching a whole bunch of Animal Crossing content. And so I was like ignoring Flosstube for Animal Crossing. And then Flossmas started. So I had a big backlog of regular Flosstube. Plus, I am following enough creators that I get about 8 to 10 videos a day of Flossmas. And so then, like, when I came home, I hadn't even watched a Christmas movie in like 3 days. And so I'm just trying, like, the whole point of what I'm like trying to get at here is that I'm like trying right now to lean into like do what I want, like do what do what I feel like doing and not what I feel like I should be doing. Like with the Christmas movies, I finally 2 nights ago was like, I know I have all this Flosstube and Flossmas to watch, but I'm gonna watch a Christmas movie. Because I was like, the Flosstube will be there in January. Like the Flossmas, I might just like scratch. Like I like to support everybody, but I might just have to wash the Flossmas. Like the Flosstube will all be there in January. This is the month that I watch Christmas movies. So like I started back up with Christmas movies, and then sometimes when I've been upstairs and I've been watching the YouTube content, I'm like, well, I should be watching Flosstube and Flossmas, but like sometimes the Animal Crossing videos are like, that's what's calling to me. That's what I want to watch. So, and the stitching has not been calling to me. So I don't know, but I was kind of excited to pull out these whips and like get them all organized. And it's silly because like I'm putting them in here all nice, but then I have to pull every one of them out to actually show on the whip parade. But like they're gonna be nice in the bucket in the cupboard for a couple weeks until I actually film the whip parade. I was gonna take my photos of anything that I wouldn't be working on before the end of the year when I did this process, but then I just decided no, because in order to take photos, I gotta be at the dining room table. Excuse me. And there's like no way I could sit at the dining room table this long to do this. So what I'm gonna do is when I do the whip parade, I'm just gonna leave them out of the bag. Or what I might do, even if I want to be even lazier, is while I film the whip parade. So either what I'll do is I'll leave them out of the bags in a pile on the table and then take my photos. Or I will make sure that while I film the whip parade, I do a like full screen shot of the whip that then I can screenshot to get my end of year photos. But yeah, so I'm like halfway through. I think I'm through. This represents, so like everything from here forward is stuff that I carried into 2025. And then this is my first whip of 2025 that I started in 2025. And it's about 50-50 because, well, of what I'm hoping, because again, I have 23 right now, but I'm hoping to have 21 by the end of the year. And so it's 10 whips that I carried in to 2025 that are still whips, and it's 11 whips that I started in 2025 that will not be finished in 2025. So I feel like this is the least amount of whips that I've carried into a new year. I may go back through my whip parades and double check that, but I'm pretty sure I usually carry in, well, maybe I'm just thinking of like total whips. I feel like I normally carry in like 15. I don't know, but and that is counting one. So there's one project that should be here at the front that's not. Well, actually, it should be like, oh, well, Trans Pride Tapestry should be there, but it's not because it's in my backpack for Stitch Group. And then the next project that should be there that's not there is the my Spirits of the Dead piece, because that's my round robin piece that's not in my possession right now. So that'll actually be like basically an immediate finish once I get it back. But yeah, so I was excited to do this because the disorganization of my whips has been really bothering me. So yeah, I'm about to put on another Christmas movie. I'm gonna put on The Preacher's Wife, which is a Whitney Houston, Denzel Washington movie that, and that's funny, I'm not a religious person at all. But like every once in a while, something religious, either like music or in this case a movie or like a scene, like a piece of art, or will just like strike me, and I'll find it really pretty and beautiful and moving. And like I've loved this movie for a long time, and maybe it's just Whitney Houston because I love her music, but I watched The Preacher's Wife, and I'm just trying to like I said, I'm just trying to not focus, or like I'm trying to not should myself. You don't have to do anything. So do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Do, again, like this is the month to watch the Christmas movies. Like all the other stuff will be there when this is over. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. I was really just like wanting to communicate that, like, if you are also feeling a lot of like, I should do this, I should do that, I should prioritize this over that. No, I mean, like, obviously there are certain things like life and death, finances, like, yeah, you gotta work, you gotta get the paycheck, you gotta do like the stuff that actually keeps your body healthy, blah blah blah, etc. But like, why am I killing myself over, oh, I have 26 Flossmas videos built up, but I want to watch a Christmas movie. Watch the damn Christmas movie, So this has been a very long clip, but I suspect that this vlog is also going to be short, so I think that it can support it. I will see y'all in the next clip. Bye. Hey y'all. Today is, oh, what day of the week is it? Tuesday, December 16th. And I have a finish for now, mini finish, I don't know. But this is the third side of the Tiny Modernist 3D gingerbread house. Y'all, this backstitch nearly took me out. I started backstitching at 9:30 at night. Now, granted, I haven't been doing it, constantly since then, but it is currently 4:30 in the morning. I definitely did it for close to an hour before, like, from when I started till the first time I put it down. And then, I don't know, I came back to it around maybe 11:30 p.m. or midnight, and there have just been a couple of times when I've just got, like, sucked into my phone because I'm like, I can't with the backstitch. But yeah, so part 3 is, or, side 3 is done. This puts me currently, backstitch notwithstanding, at 83% complete for the pattern. There are 569 stitches left, whole stitches, in the fourth side. Excuse me. Would it even be one of my floss tubes if I didn't yawn? Let me show you my other parts. So here is the one of the sides and the front. So yeah, I did both of those in July, and now in December we have done the third side, and I will do the fourth side, but I am going to take a mini break because my thought process is, first of all these color changes are so obnoxious. Like, I was really digging, like, when I did the white stitches and then even the green stitches, because there was a fair bunch of both colors of green. But then as soon as and then the brown, because the brown was in the windows. But then as soon as I hit like the teals and pinks, and I was like, oh no, we're over this. In fact, the last whole stitches I did, like the last 60 stitches I did, I had to start and stop 11 times. That was not fun. So I'm going to take a mini break, and I'm going to load up my Hello from Liz Matthews winter star pillow, because that one does have like 1,800 stitches left, 17 or 1,800. And I don't know that I could get that all done in one go, because a lot of them are fiddly stitches, like snowflakes or not snowflakes, but like little white doodads that I'm not even sure why I'm stitching, because they're not showing up on my fabric very well. And then also like a lot of the trees are kind of small, so it's not like a lot of stitching before you're stopping and starting again, which we've all established I hate. So I want to put in some work on that first, then come back to this project, get that last side finish up, and then go back to the star pillow. Just based on the fact that I have not stitched a lot this month, I don't know if I will get to touch Big City Christmas in the month of December. I do still think I'll work on it, because January, like the first week of January, well, not the first week, it's like almost the second week of January is actually the anniversary of my winter New York trip. So that does feel very fitting to like work on that then. So, and also I don't know that I would be like heartbroken if I didn't touch it again this year. It just is such a large project, it does need constant attention. But finishing these two projects really was like my prime objective for December, because I don't want to carry them into the new year. You will not see them in my whip parade. I have 15 more days to do about a total of 2,300 stitches. So, here's hoping that I can get it done. Of course, we're 16 days into the year and I've really only done about 1,000 stitches. So not because every day has been that bad, but because there were so many days that I didn't stitch. And then yes, many bad days. Like yesterday, because all I had left was all those color changes. All I get credit for yesterday is 61 stitches. So that's obnoxious, but yep. All right, here it is. So, yeah, I'm going to put this down, take this off the Q-snap, load up the winter star pillow, and get going on that. I'll see you on the next clip. Bye. Hey everyone, it is currently Monday, December 22nd, and I have a finish. when I spoke to you last, I very mistakenly thought that I had like between 17 and 1800 stitches left to do on this. And so I was like, I think I might have to tackle like half of it, go back to the gingerbread house, and then come back for the other half. But I was pleasantly surprised when I opened the chart and saw, I think I had like 1,070 stitches left. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, that was a very pleasant surprise because these are fiddly stitches, let me tell you. But yeah, when I picked it up, actually, so like I had the 3 deer in, and I had everything, basically everything that is up and to the right of the 3 deer, but I did not have really anything that was to the left or down. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars, and all those obnoxious white stitches, which you can barely see. Yeah. I think that this is, I'm like 99% sure that this is 16 count Fiber on a Whim latte, which, just FYI, not good for white stitches. Just gonna put that out there. But I had bought a huge piece of this for Salem Remembered and then used one of the offcuts for this. It was just conveniently timed. But I would not use latte again for white stitching. But yeah, so this is the Hello from Liz Matthews Winter Star Pillow. It was a class at the Jingle Ball last year. I am going to buy some beads. I need to do that soon because I would like to take this to Acorns next month. I have a few pieces that I've been like meaning to take in now for a little while. I would like to take in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow to get framed, as well as my dog is underneath here. I'm sorry. Golly, hold on. Okay. Goodness gracious. So anyway, my Legend of Sleepy Hollow, there we go. My arm was getting tired holding that up. Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Caroline Manning Christmas piece that's been done for, I got it back at the beginning of this year, I believe, from the round robin. I would like to take this in. The 3D gingerbread house will be done. So that's at least 4 pieces that I want to take in for finishing. So I need to get on buying the beads for this. They're gonna be in the, like, they're gonna go around the edges of the pillow finish. But yeah, so I'm gonna buy those beads so that I can take this in January. The finisher has been kind of, I think, has had a lot of finishing work. So I do suspect, because I think I dropped some stuff off in July that I still don't have back, which is fine. There wasn't a rush. But I just want to get these dropped off in January so that, you know, if it does take 6 or 8 months, then I know the framing won't. I'm going to get the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and the Caroline Manning Christmas piece. I am going to get those framed. But this and the 3D gingerbread house will be soft finishing. So if it does take a good long time, then I have them in plenty of time for the holiday season. And yeah, I'm going to go back to the 3D gingerbread house now. I've only got 500 something whole stitches on that. And then the back stitch, which the back stitch is not nearly as intensive on the side pieces as it was on the front and the back. So I don't think it'll take me too long, but I don't know if it will be finished in time for Christmas. But it'll definitely be done before the end of the year, which that was my goal. And then I don't know what I will do. So I've been getting ready for my whip parade. And by getting ready, basically, I wrote out all of my project statistics. So I'm going to print off I wrote up a document basically of all my whips, in order, and basically wrote out I don't want to say script, but basically a script of like, this is this project, it's by this designer, it's on this fabric, because like I'm so bad at remembering to say like fabric information. And then it's like, in 2025 I did this many stitches, this is how many stitches I have left, and this is like my total percentage complete. So I got all that pretty much ready, but I haven't like printed it yet. And I'm just like debating about if after I finish the 3D gingerbread house, if I take whatever those last few days are, probably 5 days, and just like don't stitch at all, because then I could film my whip parade without like anything, my numbers would be finalized for 2025 if I don't stitch anymore. I was gonna work on Big City Christmas, was my other December goal. I could still do that. But we'll see. I don't know. This month I have not been feeling, in November and December, my stitchy bug has not been, prolific. We could say that. And I don't know if I just want to like give myself permission to not stitch and then like come back at the beginning of the year, hopefully strong. Yeah, I don't know. I have a new start planned for January 1, but I don't know if I'm feeling that either. It's the Modern Folk Embroidery 2026 Stitch Along Little Acorns. It's large. I do think I'm going to be cutting some out of it, but it's still large. Like last year I thought about starting a year at Hawk Run Hollow and on January 1, and then I was just like, nope, not feeling a huge new start. Yeah, so I don't know, but I will finish the 3D gingerbread house, and then we will see what I get up to after that. So that is it for this clip, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey everyone, today is Saturday, December 27th, and I have a finish. Yeah, so this is the 3D gingerbread house by Tiny Modernist. I started and finished this piece. As you know already, earlier this month I started and finished this piece, so this month I've done both of these over here. This is a 14 count gingerbread by Picture This Plus, called for DMC. Y'all, this is so cute, but like the color changes and backstitch actually took me out. When I was on this piece, after I got the white done and like probably the red, I counted, and actually I think I had the green done too, so because the green was in here and here, so I think I had the white, red, and green done, and I counted, I had 94 stitches left, and I still needed to start and stop 15 times in 94 stitches, y'all, and then do the back stitch. So yeah, this was not This was not like a quick process for me, but it's done, and I will not be doing any more of the 3D houses. As cute as I think it would be to have the whole village done, I will not be doing that. But yeah, this will be super cute. I'm hoping to take it into Acorns next month whenever I go in. Well, I will definitely be in for Acorn Gathering, which is the last Sunday of January. And then I don't know if I'll go to Whip Wednesday because that'll be like 3 days later. So, but yeah, I am super happy that this is done. I had said that I was not going to take the Star Pillow or the 3D gingerbread house into the new year, and I did that. So I think that I'm going to put my Big City Christmas onto the Q-Snap and see how far I can get in a couple days. There is some block stitching, so hopefully that will make my brain a little happier than all, because both these projects, so basically everything that I've been working on for the past 3 weeks has been just color changes, constant. So hopefully some block stitching will make my brain a little happier and I will get a little bit more accomplished. I feel like I don't feel like, it is a fact that December stitching has been abysmal. So I'm just kind of hoping that like in the new year, like something January 1st will re-spark something. But today my family and I are gonna go see a production of Charlie Brown Christmas. So that should be, hopefully that'll be fun. Charlie Brown isn't my favorite thing, but my husband definitely loves it a lot. So hopefully that'll be fun. And yeah, I don't know if you'll see this vlog first or Whip Parade first. I imagine this vlog because it'll take less editing than the Whip Parade. So yeah, I should hopefully check in one more time to show you my progress on Big City Christmas. But yeah, so I guess that is it for this clip. I'm going to get that loaded up and going because I still have a couple more hours this morning that I could get some progress. Especially that'll be nice because I don't count backstitch because I find that to be annoying to have to like count how many times I pierce the fabric, and B, if the backstitch isn't, accounted for in my project, then like on my spreadsheet it would be like, oh, you completed 175% of your project, and I don't want to do that, so I can't like track my backstitching. But that means if I have a day where all I do is backstitch, which actually happened I think with this one, where that's all I did was do the backstitch, so that day I didn't get credit for any stitching. That would be the case with today too. All I've done is backstitch, so it would be nice to not miss another day of stitching. But yeah, so gonna get that loaded up and on the go, and I'll see y'all in the next clip. Bye. Hey y'all, it is currently January 1st, 2026, Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday. We made it. So this is going to be my last clip for my December 2025 vlog. I picked up Big City Christmas, and y'all, I did so much. I did like 1,500 stitches. I finished out, so when I picked it up, I had this, so everything you see up top with the garland and bow was done, and then the top 2/3 of the building were done. Actually, like space-wise, I don't think it's 2/3, but the top 2 sections, this section and this section, were done. So I added everything from here down, including all the sidewalk you see and all the snow you see, and the Santa and the street sign and all the snowflakes, and then started another building. So this entire chart is done, except for the chart called for French knots for this wreath and French knots for Santa's eyes. I will not be doing French knots. I'm gonna buy some small beads and put beads in later. So yeah, basically though, this entire chart is done, and now I'm working on chart number 2 of 7. And yeah, I got the roof. Well, the roof isn't done. There's another color that goes in here, but basically the roof is done. And I started windows, and yeah. So, and this sidewalk and snow does not quite go all the way to the edge of this chart, but it definitely goes to the edge of the building. I think if I move my little magnet things up and down, then I should be able to stitch all the way to I say that as if I'm gonna do that like right now, like while it's still in the Q-snap. No. So I guess the next time I load it up, I'll just load it up differently. But yeah, so like this isn't quite the edge of this chart, but it's the edge of this house, because then there's a little like now playing sign. But yeah, so it's about 18 something% done, which I think I'm very happy with given how large this chart is. To get to almost 20% in its first year makes me very happy. So I would keep going on this. I really would. I've been into it and feeling it, but and also like getting to 20% is very tempting. But it is new year, new start time. And if I'm being completely honest, I cheated a little bit. I had already like written out, I stitched on Big City Christmas yesterday in the earlier part of the day, and I wrote out like all my stats for the year. And then I was like, I had some more stitching time in the evening, but before we hit midnight, it was only about an hour. And so I was like, you know what, we're gonna start the new start, and then I'm just gonna put these stitches on Jan 1 so that they don't mess up my 2025 stats. And also, I'm not sure how much more stitching I will get on Jan 1, just because I knew that after midnight hit, I needed to film the whip parade, and that's what I did a couple hours ago. And then I started editing said whip parade, and then I am not going to get a lot of sleep. The dogs have grooming today. I just don't know if I'll get much more stitches. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to contribute these stitches to Jan 1. And I believe this is 117 stitches. Last I checked. There might be more. But this is the Modern Folk Embroidery 2026 stitch along called Little Acorns. I'm doing it on a piece of 32 count Joblin from Bestitch Me in the colorway Scroll. And I'm using a Gloriana silk that is exclusive to Acorns and Threads called Woolly Bully. And I just think that it was such a cute idea to do little acorns in the Acorns and Threads exclusive floss. So here's my start. I am modifying this chart, but the modification is happening years from now. But I have removed the stitches that I won't be doing out of Pattern Keeper, out of markup. So I do have like an accurate, stitch count and percentage. And y'all, it took out 5,000 stitches. So yeah, so I'm gonna work on this at least for a few days. We'll see how far I get. I can already tell it's kind of intense. Like, even though it's nice to not run out of places to go, even though it's nice to not run out of places to go with your floss, it's also kind of intense to be like, I could go so many different ways, I don't know which way to go. So having to make a lot of decisions kind of sucks. But I'll work on it at least for a few days, and then I'll move on. But yeah, she big. She's gonna be, I believe, 21,335 stitches. Plus quite a bit of backstitch, but not as much backstitch as the chart calls for, because part of what I removed had a lot of backstitch. So just thought I would show this to you so that you don't have to wait a whole month to see my New Year, New Start. And yeah, I'm going to, hopefully you're seeing this on either January 1 or January 2, because I'm going to get this edited and uploaded. And the whip parade will probably be more like January 3, 4, 5. I did my first pass, which was just like cut out dogs interrupting me. You know, I had to get up to get a whip. So I cut out all the stuff that needed to get cut out. And then, oh geez, hello. Hi, sir. You want to be, okay. So I cut all that stuff out, but I haven't like inserted any pictures. So that's my next step. But yeah, so that is it for me for December for 2025. And I will see y'all in the next, well, see you for the whip parade, and then I'll see you in the next vlog. That's it for now. Bye.